Good Tuesday, everybody. How are we all doing? Feeling better this week? Some saying yes, some saying no. Personally, I am feeling a little better. The stress seems to be just ramping down a little bit. That Mercury retrograde is leaving. We still have another week of it being in the shadow. There's still a lot of just crazy action going around. But it seems less sharp, I guess. So let's first off, before we get into the news of the day, because that just seems to, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. But first, let's just take a look at what we need to look out for this week, what we need to embrace a little bit this week. And as I throw these cards, if one of them resonates with you and go, oh yeah, I need to work on that, but then somebody else looks at the same card and says, oh yeah, I need to embrace that, that's good, right? We all have our own interpretations and our own situations that will affect the cards differently, give us different meanings. So I may try to string them all together. The deck that I'm using is the Prism Oracle deck. So we get lots of colors. And for you colorblind people out there, I apologize in advance. I apologize a lot to myself. I'm not really colorblind, but I certainly don't see colors the way other people do. It's all good though. All right. What to embrace, what to let go of this week. Let's just do 4 cards. Okay. I hope y'all have your seat belts ready. We've got pink, and this clashes with my red. Disruption. Gray with consciousness, and this is a very shiny card. Disruption, consciousness, pain, ow, and growth. Let me drop this down, then we can point our broken finger at it. Okay. So disruption, consciousness, pain, growth. So what does this suggest to me? Well, I love the growth card at the end. Yay, thanks. The pain card, I'm not so thrilled with. The consciousness and the disruption. So it feels to me, the message that I'm getting is that we need to, and it's funny that I got disruption because the Sunday pull was all about distractions and being disrupted in our consciousness, in our work that we do as for us to be able to access the higher realms, the spiritual realms. We need to be in a state of consciousness that allows those messages to come forth. The distractions with the consciousness adds a little bit of pain to it, because then we got to stop, then we got to go back, we got to fix it, we got to recenter, reground, reconnect. And some of that happens really quickly. Other times it's completely lost and you're not going back to that level of consciousness anymore because of the disruption. and it takes you in a whole nother direction, and now you're working on a whole nother project. But if we get back to this, I mean, the overarching feel to this is that it's all about growth. So the pain is allowing growth. The consciousness is allowing growth. The disruption is allowing growth. So we have to ask a little bit, what is this growth? And that's individual for each one. And how do we manage the pain to get to the growth? Well, that's a big one. That's a big one, because there are some people in this community that are watching that have so much pain going on. How do you get past that? How do you get past that to get into growth? I think it's going back to that level of consciousness. For me, when I meditate and when I get into that higher realm, I don't feel pain anymore. But then again, I don't have a lot of pain in my body. This, yeah. But I got my Michael Jackson glove on, and I'm doing good. I'm good. All right. We could go down a rabbit hole on that one. Let's just throw a couple real quick on how to manage pain, and then we're going to get into politics. And we need that, right? We need, oh yeah, let's manage what you're going to tell us. Okay, these cards, when I said politics, they don't want to shuffle. But managing pain, they do want to shuffle. Managing pain. How do we manage pain so that we can grow? This feels like a Tuesday with Spirit. How do we manage pain so we can grow? How do we manage pain? How do we manage pain so we can grow? 3 cards. Ooh. Wow. All right. So I am using the Light Seers Tarot, and we have the 7 of Swords. With this card, though, this in normal decks, this is sneaking in to camp, taking some defenses and leaving some defenses. But when I look at this, it feels like if we ignore the crow screaming at us, the pain screaming at us, and go focus our attention on something else, and we kind of are tricking the crow. Ooh, tricking the crow. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but that's what this card is suggesting to me. It's kind of like being a little stealthy. Let's kind of trick this pain a little bit. We have the 5 of Wands, which is all about verbal conflict, verbal, trying to get to a place and not really getting there. You see these guys, they're crawling up the wands. Some are making it, some aren't, but they're going for the higher flame, the higher vibration. And the last card that we got with this is the Lover's card. So somehow, don't ask me how, it feels like along with the trick of let's not think about it and let's not worry about it, there's also an embrace with it as we climb up that ladder of consciousness. Does that make any sense? All right, speaking of not making any sense, Carrie Lake. Oh, she lost her last court challenge. Such a waste of time. All right, moving on. Trump is, why did I just hear such a waste of time? Trump is giving a video, not giving, listening to a video of the judge going, let me make sure you get this, bub. Do you think the judge calls him bub? Hey, bub. I mean, in New York, that's what they call him. Hey, bub. Wouldn't that be funny? Listen, bub. No posting this evidence on social media. Don't do it. I don't think he'll do it. Bub. So, let's just see if Trump will keep his mouth shut. So his attorneys are in New York along with the prosecution. And this is, in case you guys can't remember what trial this is the Alvin Bragg case. So Alvin Bragg said, you did all this stuff, but he didn't really lay it out, saying this is what we're charging you for. I think it was some kind of convoluted thing. But now they're going to lay out all the evidence that they have against Trump, and they're going to give it to his lawyers. And the judge is saying, bub, keep your mouth shut, keep your fingers off social media when it comes to this. This is not a gag order. You can talk about the case. You can defend yourself, which I don't get. Defending yourself in public, you should defend yourself in the courts. But I don't know why he doesn't say, but you can't lie. You can't lie about the case. I wonder if he'll say that. Well, let's ask. I don't think he will. So, Trump and his new restrictions. How's that going to go? I'm using my fountain deck. We're going to pull 6. What's he thinking? What's he feeling when he's sitting in that video conference? Is he like drinking a Diet Coke and eating a cheeseburger? Or is the judge going to go, bub, pay attention? Let's just see. What's he feeling? Let's just do 3 cards on what he's feeling. You know, he's like fuming. Ooh. Well, we got the Hierophant, and this government is opening up a can of whoop ass. I didn't use my tongue twisters this morning. Peter Piper picked. I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. But I did get dressed for y'all. That's a plus. Ooh. Okay. How's Trump feeling? The government is open up. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The government is opening up a box of whoop ass on him. there are secrets, and there's a higher intuition with this. This is the High Priestess card. So there is some secrets here. What is Trump? How is Trump feeling? It feels, to me, with this card, it feels like he's just going to keep his mouth shut. He's going to finally listen to his attorneys at this segment. And if he starts mouthing, I think the judge is just going to shut him down. But this almost feels like she's got secrets that she's not letting out yet, and she's just sitting there. So as the government opens this up, Trump just sits there, and he's kind of stewing. Inside, he's like the Nine of Wands. He's still standing, but he's getting beat up over this, and he's battling this. So this deck, it feels like, he's actually getting somewhere. He's like moving to the top. But this is right here. There's no more rungs up here. So he doesn't have anywhere to go. Except down. I just feel him just like fuming inside. Fuming. Spewing. And all he can hear is the judge in his head going, "Bub, shut up." All right, let's look. Let's just look at, is he going to be able to shut up? Hope I have everything all hooked up. All right. Is Trump going to be able to keep his little Kentucky Fried Chicken fingers off his Truth Social feed on this case? Let's just pull 3 cards. Oh, I got the Nine of Wands again. He's restricted. Money, honey. Oh, it's going to cost him some money. He's going to be slapped. He's feeling the restriction. It's really hard. He's battling. He's going, "Oh, look, let me just use my little thumbs." 10 of Pentacles. This is family money. This is also in this deck that he's built a wall of cash, so he really can't see out of this door. So he's imprisoned in Mar-a-Lago. And he's got the Heartbreak card, 3 of Swords. So I'm getting that he's going to have to spend some of his family money. And it's going to be a lot. I wonder, am I bleeding over into the E. Jean Carroll case, where I remember the first time I read on E. Jean Carroll, and I go, "Who's her attorney?" Roberta Kaplan. I don't know. I don't know who she is. I don't know who a lot of these players are. And I remember distinctly going, you don't want to mess with Roberta Kaplan. There's a couple of women that Trump shouldn't be messing with, and he's messing with them. Roberta Kaplan's one. All right, so let's just, before we get into that, so I can ask another question with this. I don't think it was. Internet truck is coming in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe they're going to fix my internet. Wouldn't that be good? Nancy Jean yelled at me the other day. She's so mean. She goes, you need to get new tech. Okay, do I have to get it during Mercury retrograde? All right, and she didn't yell at me much. So, what are we reading on? It was Trump deposition. Is he going to keep his fingers off? No, he's not. Okay, so let's go to E. Jean Carroll. Roberta Kaplan slapped him again, and I think it's an additional $10 million from the CNN thing. He's got his, yeah, and I read, not that I'm digging into this too much because it's just, I don't know, but I think he has to pay this. I don't think there's any kind of appeal. I think he's just got to pay it. So this defamation suit, and it's kind of weird how all this works. Same judge, there was 2 defamation cases. One when he was president and one after he was president. The one after he was president went through. The one when he was president, I think it was 2019, is still going on. And I read that he that they don't need to do a new trial. It's already been done, so it's just damages. I don't know. But she also said that she wanted it before the jury, so I'm not sure really what that means. Is it the old jury or is it a new jury? So I wouldn't think she'd want it in front of a new jury, but because you never know what juries are going to do. So anyway, let's take a look. Is Roberta Kaplan going to be successful in getting Trump to pay more? And I hear 6 cards. I don't know why 6. That's what I heard. All right. Is Roberta Kaplan going to be successful? These fountain cards, they're big for my little hands. You know what they say, little hands, messy shuffling. What were you guys thinking? All right. Roberta Kaplan, are you going to be successful? Roberta Kaplan, are you going to be successful? Getting 10 million plus. 10 million plus. 6 cards, so I've got it. Here we go. So, interesting. I didn't pull 1 pentacle. Not 1. Let me drop this down and you can see what I'm looking at. You can look in my coffee cup. Come on now. Oh, sorry. So, we have the Hanged Man. Suspension, taking another look. Not another look, but looking at it from a different perspective. So clearly, it's a different perspective. You thought that $5 million would get this knucklehead, Bub, to shut up. But Bub keeps talking. So Roberta Kaplan says, well, let me add another. Oh, here's a pentacle. So silly. You know, these new decks, they confuse me. Even though this is one of my older decks. So, yeah, she's putting more money on top of what is already been said. Yeah. So she's taken another look at it from a different perspective. You need to put more money on this because you're not being quiet. You have the Ace of Cups, a new emotional start at the base. And clearly, that CNN debacle, it was so hurtful for so many women who have gone through these types of behaviors. Date rape, being forced against your will to do something that you don't want to do, just because you're a woman. So it didn't just hurt E. Jean Carroll, it hurt tons of people. New emotional start. I don't think that E. Jean Carroll is going to spread the money out. Not that that would help. We have the King of Wands, King of Information. Boom. And is this Trump just like, he's normally not a king of information, but you know, his Truth Social stuff just, you know, he just lays it out there and it's boom. And it's like his lawyers are going, don't do that. His lawyers, Ace of Swords, somebody's got a new truth coming out. And it's taken him on a new journey. So what I'm getting from this spread, especially with the Fool card, is that this isn't going to be the end of it. It looks like, I mean, this is a yes card. Yes card. Yes card. I think that they are going to give him that money, give her that money. But it doesn't feel, because he's on a new journey. It doesn't, is he really going to shut up? I don't know. I think this isn't the end of it. I think he's going to do it again. He's going to say something again. What a whack job. All right. Reportedly in the Wall Street Journal, Jack Smith is getting close. Trump's inner circle is preparing for an indictment, in that Jack Smith has collected all the evidence he needs, and he's done with subpoenas. I'm like, okay, but you just got, you just requested, I don't know if he got them, but all of these documents from foreign business dealings from like 7 different countries, from Trump's businesses while he was president. And didn't he say, oh, I'm not gonna be doing that while I'm president? So anyway, Jack Smith has just requested that. Wall Street Journal, which is a Rupert Murdoch paper, but I think they still have their investigative reporters. But how long will it take Jack Smith to really look at all of that stuff that he's getting? When's he going to get it? So, you know, how Jack Smith keeps all that organized, it's amazing. I can't even keep my tarot cards organized. Imagine what he's got. Whew. But then again, you know, one of the things that I loved about Roberta Kaplan is she's gone, I've got a lot of attorneys looking at this. And I could just see, she goes, did she say an army or something? I don't know. It's just, so you know, he's got a ton of people working on this. Okay. Jack Smith, let's just tune into your work, Jack. How's it going? How's your case going against Bub? How's your case going? The Mar-a-Lago documents. You know, which one do you pick? Let's just pick that because that's the one we're talking about. The Mar-a-Lago documents that he may have given to different countries. And France was on there. Russia wasn't, but France was on there. And there was something about Macron. I don't know. I can't remember. Which is why I'm not Jack Smith, because I can't remember. But someone's starting on a new journey. This is going to lead him to another... Really? Okay, it's being challenged by, the moon. 2 major arcanas. Battling against a new beginning and then secrets and lies and what's going to come out of all these documents. At the base of the reading, make it 3 major arcanas. The Tower. Things crumbling. New beginnings. Tearing down quickly to, is this Trump Tower? I don't know. To rebuild. Somebody is very, very worried. 9 of Swords. At the top of the reading, make it 4 major arcanas. The Star of Hope. It's just a little baby reading. And as we go forward in the potential near future, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, this Knight of Cups in this deck, he's not revealing everything just yet. He's got all his information sitting in a bowl on top of his head, and he's just letting it feels like he's just letting it percolate. And he's probably going, okay, if I do this, well, okay, and if I go there, what will Bub's attorney say? And if I go, okay, so how about if I do this? So I think he's just kind of like, I'm getting this. I'm getting this all straightened out. Because there's a lot in there, and it's a lot of grays, and there's a lot of shades of grays in all this information. Let's keep going. Internally, Jack Smith. Oh, 8 of Swords. He's being a little restricted in his movements, in what he wants to do. And when I pulled this, I immediately thought of plants in the DOJ that he's got to navigate around. So he doesn't have like free reign, like the Fool card, where he just goes. And he's got to be a little careful. The external influences are the 6 of Wands. This card is riding in as a winner in normal decks, but this card to me always feels like you may be winning, but you're going to get caught up in something. It feels like this guy is a rock star in crowd surfing, but those look like flames. They look, so there's going to be a lot, obviously, red, passion. So I think he's got to be careful of walking in and thinking he's winning. I just think that hopes and fears is that what he's building on is going to be successful, and the final outcome, well, I'm going to clarify this a little bit, is the Page of Cups. news coming from unexpected sources. Does this mean he gets more information? Because one of the things that he's been just really struggling with, in my opinion, is all this new information just keeps coming in. So he thinks, he goes, okay, here's my lane, here's my path, and then, oh, look what crawls out of the water again. Something new, something unexpected. Oh, well, let's follow that. Let's dig into that. And then he goes, oh my God, Bub, you're in up to here. Okay, let's clarify this with the Page of Cups, Page of Swords. It feels like, let's just keep going. Yeah, okay. So it feels like with this, you've got these two Pages of Cups. You've got more information coming from unexpected sources. And then you've got Jack Smith going, you know what? Enough. Enough. We have enough. Let's move forward. Page of Swords coming out. And what is it going to bring? One final clarification card. Temperance. It's going to bring balance a little bit to what we've been seen as an imbalance. Jack Smith is going to be, hopefully, sooner rather than later, bring some balance to it. Yeah. Okay. All right. What else are we going to read on? Oh, Mike Lindell. You know that he lost that bet, $5 million. And it was a Republican who broke the code and said, your information is nothing. And now Mike Lindell's not paying him. Can you believe it? I think he wanted to give him like stock in his latex farm. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke. So anyway, he's being sued. And then Mike Lindell is trying to get people to that's not the deck I want. Mike Lindell is trying to get the people to buy his stock because he's lost $30 million in trying to prove this election fraud. Okay. Okie dokie. Mike Lindell. All right, so let's take a look. Here's one last thing I want to look at. So people were talking about, in my newsfeed, talking about EVs, electric vehicles, and how we are, you know, we're hampered by the battery range. And China has a new company or a new battery technology that is allowing vehicles to go 1,000 kilometers in a charge. And so I was thinking about that, and I was asking myself and my ET guides, I go, is that it? And they go, no, that's not it. And I said, are we going to come up with, and they said, you're not coming up with anything. Okay, are you going to give us some information to allow us to use a storage facility that is non-polluting? And are the charging stations going to be the surface that we travel on? Roads, concrete. Concrete can be a battery. So the deck that I'm using is my Galactic Heritage. Let's see if we can get an answer on any of those. Are we going to be getting new, I mean, should I ask even? Oh, it's 40 minutes. Should I ask even if we have the ability to do this on our own? No. Well, why do we think that any of us can do this on our own? We're a community. We're like ants. We got to work together. Bub. That was directed to him. Let's work together, bub. Okay. Will we get new storage, electric storage facilities technology soon? So in Morro Bay, they are in talks to build the largest lithium battery storage in the world, I think. Moss Landing up in California has the largest one. Now it's either the US or the world, I'm not sure. And I'm going, oh, that's great. One side we have a nuclear power plant, the other side we have a lithium battery storage. And in Moss Landing, that battery storage caught on fire. Well, that's easy to put out. So there's people fighting it. I'm not sure if it's good or bad. They say that it will damage the bay, and we're just starting to recover because it had a coal power or an oil power plant on it next to it. And it's got these 3 huge stacks full of asbestos, I'm sure. Anyway, local news sidetrack. Are the ETs, are we going to have a more efficient, environmentally stable storage facility that will replace batteries as we know it in the near future? Come on, hands. That to me says yes, seeking karmic balance. And it's in the present. So we're not there yet. We are doing some research on it. If we get out of the books and into our heads, maybe, but it feels like the Palladian energy is giving us the books so that we can stand on that knowledge and absorb that knowledge. And in the future, seeing the one. Now this is unity consciousness. This is what I had mentioned right before, as a silly rant to Bub, that we're all in a community. We're not doing this by ourselves, but this card says seeing the one. It's not about one person creating this. It's about unity consciousness. So source energy in battery storage. So we can go way deep on that, but I'm running out of time. And self-sacrifice, Vega, past. We have to let go of the old way of thinking of things. Now, my Republican hillbilly brother, who is a gearhead, I mean, if something breaks, you want to call him. And it doesn't matter what it is. So he has, and he is a redneck because he has boats in his yard that are covered by grass, covered by weeds. I swear to God, I ain't lying. And I think he just bought another one. So he's got all these fossil fuel vehicles, and he's trying to sell them. He's trying to retire, but he's from Missouri. He's not going to ever retire. Anyway, he's fighting this electric phase in a way, but he's still playing with it. He's playing with solar panels. His wife has a hybrid car that he really likes. He doesn't like the battery storage, but he's really got to, he's just not letting go. He's not embracing it. So he's really got to let go of the past as it seems, and move forward. I mean, I remember getting on a dive boat. I'd love the smell of diesel in the morning. I'd love it. Going on an adventure. Now, I don't love it that much. Anyway, it's probably because I haven't been on a boat in forever. Okay. Seeking karmic balance, seeing the one, self-sacrifice. Peter Piper, emptiness, freedom, alienness. Alienness. Let me drop this down. This is the last pull that I'm going to do. Karmic balance, seeing the one, self-sacrifice. We have to let go of the old. We have to see the possibilities. We have to balance this world out. We can't keep polluting it with diesel fumes. There's an emptiness, but there's a freedom that is coming. Both of these are in the future too, future time streams. So this emptiness, is it going to be like, oh man, I really miss the smell of diesel, but I get a lot more freedom out of it? What is this emptiness really about? Oh, I miss the old ways. Now I'm jumping into the new ways. Does this mean I can't eat cherry pie anymore because I'm moving towards the future? You see what I'm trying to get at? But then there is this alienness. And when I looked at this alienness went up to seeing the one, the unity consciousness. We think that we're going to create this down on earth, but it's the alienness of us tapping into the different energy realms. And it says non-humanoid. Is it AI? Non-humanoid. Is it going to come in let me pull some clarification cards. Is it going to be coming, this non-humanoid alienness? Talk to me. I am not your father, Luke. Alienness, non-humanoid parallel. What does this mean as far as battery storage, electrical storage? What does it mean? Travel, transformation, contracts. So intuitively, since these are intuitive cards, these it's about travel. And when I looked at this, it's also about travel. The dragonfly flying, both flying cards, but this is a transformation, and it's a contract. And the contract I got is with us to be okay with the emptiness and the self-sacrifice that allows us freedom. But we got to balance things out, and we have to see and utilize the possibilities that are coming from this alienness card. All right, all right, all right. Wow. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you all. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed, please do. And have a great week. See you soon. Bye.